But first, we need to understand what's happening in the big box retail space, because the pandemic's hit them very differently. Remember, they're as essential than the struggling smaller chains. It's tough to take the pulse of the consumer here because there's too much we don't know, and we're in an unprecedented situation. However, we know that Lowe's, the terrific home improvement chain, just reported a magnificent quarter with a huge earnings beat and 11% same-store sales growth, 12% in the U.S. How did they pull it off, and what's it mean for the state of the consumer? Let's find out. Earlier today, we sat down with Marvin Ellison, the turnaround artist exemplar and president and CEO of Lowe's. Take a look. Marvin, you accomplished something amazing this quarter. You went from executing a financial plan to becoming an essential national retailer. Sir, what did that entail?
Well, Jim, first and foremost, we shifted to three priorities. Number one, the safety of our associates and our customers. Number two, making sure that we did everything we could to support the community, first responders, police officers, healthcare providers. And third, we just wanted to be there financially for our most vulnerable associates, our hourly associates. And that allowed us to pay $80 million in special payments in the month of March, raising wages by $2 an hour in April, doing another $80 million special payment in the month of May, and we're going to have our profit sharing payout in June that's going to exceed $90 million. So it's all about trying to do what is best for our associates first and our community, and we're proud that we could be there for them in these really unique times.
But Marvin, I have to say, you did something else here. You even turned away business. You made sure that customers were safe and associates were safe, and yet you still did a 12% comparable store sale number in the United States. How is that possible?
Well, Jim, our culture is about doing the right thing for our communities and our associates. We made a decision to close on Easter, and candidly, that was going to be a sales day that exceeded $200 million. We had no way to make that plan up, but we decided it was the right thing for our associates to get a break to spend with their families and loved ones. And we decided to close for the day and just give them that chance to recharge their batteries and to spend that time with their families. What we didn't realize is that for the month of April, we still drove a sales comp of plus 20%, even with Easter being closed. So that's an example of doing the right thing for the right reasons, and the business still demonstrating appreciation for the hard work of the wonderful men and women that work in our stores.
Marvin, what does it also say about the strength of the United States, the economy, and the fact that there may be a recession, but it sure doesn't sound like there's a recession in housing?
Well, Jim, one of the key things that we talk a lot about is when you look at the downturn that we are currently living in, it was self-imposed, as you know, much different than 2008, 2009. The housing market is very healthy. You don't have a bubble. There's no excessive home price appreciation. There's actually a shortage of homes, and there's probably the largest percent of aging homes in the market than we've seen in the last 40 years. That's good for home improvement. It's good for housing. But the other thing that's really important for us is customers want to spend money where they have choices and where they have options. You and I have talked a lot about the power of omnichannel. Give customers the ability to shop any way they choose, in-store, online, buy online, pick up in store, curbside, you name it. We were able to employ all of those things for the first time, drove an 80% growth in Dotcom, but also we had triple-digit growth in Dotcom in April, and those triple-digit growths are now happening in the month of May. So it's about giving the consumer choices. It's about giving them the essential things they need for their home, and we've done that well, and I'm just really proud of our associates and proud that we were there for the community when they needed us most.
All right, so let's project forward, and I'm not talking about financial projections. I am talking about Memorial Day. Historically a good day for Lowe's. Could it be, given the triple-digit Dotcom and given the changes you have made since July of 2018 when you came in, could it be a huge holiday and an harbinger maybe of some better things happening in the country?
Well, Jim, I hope so. I mean, obviously, none of us have a crystal ball. We can look at the trends of our current business, and we feel great about how the customers are responding to all the hard work we put into the company in the last 18 months. I couldn't be more proud of the men and women that I sit around the table with virtually and physically every single day and week, running this wonderful company. And we think that we built a company and we made the necessary improvements in the business that we're going to have a strong Memorial Day and a strong rest of the year. But our most important effort is to continue to make sure our associates and our customers are safe and that we can be there for the community. You would announce today, Jim, that we have a $25 million grant that we're going to be giving out to small businesses that are reopening to help them with PPE and other things that they need that they probably can't afford just to get up and going. These are going to be minority businesses and other businesses that are now starting to reopen. So we just want to continue to not only run a good business, but also be a great corporate citizen in all the communities that we operate in.
Well, this is a new paradigm. This is not what we expected about American business, but a lot of what I expected from you and the soul that you bring to this organization and to the top people who have been energized. I like what you said about minority investing and about $25 million because you have what we call the pickup truck pro. And that is the person who has been hurt. That's the sole proprietor looking for business in a recession. How are they doing?
Jim, that's our core pro customer. And believe it or not, in this downturn, that segment of pro has been the healthiest segment, that smaller, small business person pickup truck pro. That customer is still relatively healthy. And what was interesting is that they had projects that were delayed but not canceled. And so now we're seeing their book of business fill back up. They're starting back to be busy again. And in a lot of cases, we're the sole provider from a product standpoint for those small customers. We have great credit terms we offer them. We give them flexibility in delivery and all types of flexibility around service models. So believe it or not, the good news is that customer is starting to come back, and that is a sign that hopefully this is not going to be a elongated recession, specifically in that segment of the economy.
You know, Marvin, when I listen to you in talking about the term, I don't think people realize how hard it is to actually turn a large business around. The years are littered with failed retail turnarounds. You came in the first week of July. You found a dispirited group. I think from judging from what you've done with them, that no longer carries. You've got an energized group and a loyal group, but you had no Dotcom to speak of, a 10-year-old Dotcom. You have decided to work closely with Google Cloud, which has become very aggressive. You had amazing triple digit, and yet at the same time, you have said on the call that it's nowhere, not even finished yet. So the numbers could be incredible going forward.
Jim, our Dotcom business is only going to get better. And I've said it before, there are three things you need to do to create a great Dotcom business if you're a traditional retailer. You need talent, you need capital, and you need time. We recruited the talent. We have one of the most talented Dotcom and tech teams in retail right now. We've invested the capital to make sure we do it correctly. And now we've had about 12 months into this, we're starting to see that the work pay off. There's no way that we could have the sustained levels of growth online if we hadn't made that platform migration to Google Cloud. And we have a series of other really great functionalities that you're going to see from a one-click checkout, search and navigation, the ability to schedule and do all types of visibility of order destination online. We're going to be rolling out buy online, pick up in store lockers. We're going to modify curbside delivery to be more digitized. We have an array of things that's going to give us one of the best-in-class .com platforms. And when you combine that with a really good executing retail business, we think we have a great future in front of us.
All right, last question. What's your message as an essential national retailer who has a tremendous breadth of knowledge? What's your message to the country right now? Which is, I have to tell you, a country that I find a little discouraged.
Jim, my message is simple. Look, I grew up in a small town with parents that didn't have formal educations. I worked my way through college, starting as a $4.35 an hour associate, and now I'm the CEO of the 44th largest company in America. This can only happen in America. You can't keep the American spirit down. You can't keep the American business climate down. We have to be smart and work our way through this downturn, but we have brighter days in front of us. To all my fellow CEOs out there running large companies, let's do our part to help the small businesses get back up and going. We went to the Retail Industry Leaders Association, there's a trade association for retail. We gave them our entire playbook for safety and security and how you open and how you operate in a COVID-19 environment. We gave it to them to share with other retailers because the only competition that we have is the virus. We have to work together to get this economy going, and my message to America is support your local businesses, support your small businesses, and let's do our part to maintain social distancing so that we can get this virus behind us as quick as possible.
Marvin, I want to thank you so much for coming on Mad Money. Congratulations on the turn. It's
Thank you,
unimaginable.
Jim. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. That's Marvin Ellison, he's president and CEO of Lowe's. Hey, listen, let me just evolve to stocks for a second. It's a buy. Coming up, Facebook, Verizon, and Mondelez. Stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.